What's up, everybody? I'm Aaron, and this is Talking Points. So what's up, everyone, and welcome to another week here on Triforce of Chaos. You know, if you're new to the channel, we want to say thank you for subscribing. Hope you enjoy what you see, and welcome to our weekly update show that we know as Talking Points. If you're a returning subscriber, well, thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, I'll go over, our weekly recap of everything we did. I'll also be talking about, some recent updates to the channel, as well as some team news that might be a little bit more of a, update for you if you haven't been paying attention. I'll also go over this week's Mobile Game Madness Game of the Week, which is very heavenly, or hellish, depending on which version you have. And finally, I'll round everything out with the namesake of this show, our Talking Points. So now that I've pretty much said a mouthful there and got everything kind of started, we'll go ahead and get talking. So last week, as you saw, we started out with a brand new format. It's a change for us. We're not sticking with Minecraft, another game, Mario, and then so on and so forth. We've actually decided we're going to change everything up and just do one game throughout a week. So with that being said, our first game that we started with our new format was Star Fox 64. Or as I like to call it, Star Wars: The Fox Awakens. Yeah, I've been having fun with that the whole time we've been playing this, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. It's a fun game, and we've had a blast so far. So, we finished with the easy playthrough. We had a blast doing that, and then we moved quickly to the medium playthrough. Now, the easy playthrough, Josh is taking the controls for the whole thing. I'm not going to play this because my control skills are not that great, so yeah, we let Josh handle it, and he's been having a blast playing this Blast from the past. Next, Josh and the kids from ToC Kids got together and opened this month's Loot Crate, as well as practiced their awesome Mortal Kombat skills. They got some awesome loot in that crate. Looked like it was very RPG, or maybe like modern or recently released games and combat games themed. I really didn't get to see much of the packaging because it was around Thanksgiving that he released a video. But they had a pretty awesome intro in which the kids duked it out to the death. But if you want to see an alternate to that intro, in the links below, I'm sure Josh will have a link to the alternate video, or either to the ToC Kids channel where you can find it. And finally, we wrapped up the week with me playing Super Meat Boy on the PS4. I got through the first 11 levels without too many fails, but, I'm still enjoying this playthrough. I definitely want to continue playing this game. It's not like Rogue Legacy where I just get frustrated and just didn't really feel the game. This one I actually enjoy. Maybe if I beat this, I might actually go out and get Binding of Isaac next. Play that for y'all if you would like to see that. Let us know in the comments below as well. And then, after all that, sorry for all the noise, the ToC guinea pigs have decided to scratch themselves and hit plastic. But, now we'll move on to the team news, which is we've had a major surge in our subscribers. That's kind of a big deal for us. We started out the week with about 308, and then we moved into 341 by the time I'm filming this right now. So I want to thank everyone out there who's subscribing, and thank everybody out there who's sharing the news of what ToC is and how awesome, it's awesome to us that we're getting this. Also in team news, as I mentioned earlier, we had some changes to our schedule, and we also have a new outro card, which, I'm insulting, anybody that doesn't help us out. Yep, sorry. I was really tired when I made that. And Josh is being Josh. So, yeah. That sums up team news. So let's move on now to our Mobile Game Madness Game of the Week. This week's Game of the Week is Doodle God Blitz by Joybits. Doodle God Blitz is it's a typical alchemy style game in which you match, or you take two elements, combine them together, and try to make a new element with those two single elements. You pretty much do that until you complete the list, and then it moves on to another phase of the game. What makes this different than other Doodle God games and other alchemy games is that Doodle God Blitz has a very limited amount of plays in the main quest part of the game. If I didn't say it before, it's by Joybits. So yeah, sorry if I forgot to mention that. But the main quest continues you through the storyline of humanity, whereas it also has a short missions playthrough as well, in which you get to complete missions for the Doodle God himself fighting off the Doodle Devil. You get to do the Imp versus the Angel, and then there's other missions out there like an Egyptian mission or a 20th century inventions mission that this game has. The game has a lot of stuff you can do and complete and have fun with, but there are some issues with it that really bug the hell out of me. And the first one is, I'll be playing this game and all of a sudden, Doodle God has crashed. Would you like to wait or send an error report? My phone is not that old that it has an issue with that. The other issue is that I'll be playing and all of a sudden, because I don't tend to buy games for mobile phones and all that because I'm a cheap ass. But most of the time, I'll be sitting there playing it, and I've got the version with ads. So I'll be playing, and all of a sudden, as I click on an element, it's now clicked on a app or an ad instead, which sends me to the App Store, which takes away from the game for me. I mean, not saying that I'm saying that I got to pay for things in this one. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you're going to do ads, do them in the corners. Don't pop it in the middle. So with that being said, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And if you want to find Doodle God Blitz, or if you're interested in playing it, you can either find it on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Also, if you have a PC and you want to play this, I believe it's also available through Congregate, which is one of my favorite websites to go to. So check it out. Again, it got a 3 out of 5. If I didn't say that clearly the first time, it's a 3 out of 5. So yeah, the issues there just kind of slowed it down for me. So now let's move on to this week's talking points. Let's move on to the talking points segment. Last week I asked you, the viewers, to tell me what was your favorite retro PC game. Our first answer comes from Jesus H. Crow, who writes, "My favorite retro PC game has to be Wolfenstein. If not for Wolfenstein, there would be no Doom. There would not be Doom, Duke Nukem, Medal of Honor, or Call of Duty." I like that answer there, Jesus H. Crow. And apparently our next answer also was, our next viewer also said the same thing, which was Wolfenstein 3D. Again, Wolfenstein 3D, they're in the same branch there. I mean, both of them were good retro PC games. Jen writes, Rita Rabbit, Treasure Mountain, or Math Blaster. Yeah, I had an educational life growing up, but everyone knows those games were the shiz. Oh, and Putt Putt Joins the Parade, or Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. So yeah, she gave us a long list there, but hey, thank you for commenting. I'd rather get a long list than no answer at all. So we'll move on now with Noah's answer, and Noah writes either Oregon Trail or Commander Keen. Sorry there. Yeah, seemed like something got stuck in my throat there. Sorry. Taylor writes, I'm too young for retro PC games. But after some prompting from fellow viewer Jen in the comments section of the Facebook page, Taylor then responded with Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo. Okay, I'll take that answer, Taylor. I don't know your exact age, but seeing that answer kind of says, okay, I understand. Retro PC games kind of phased out for a little while there. And finally, in our fanswers, we have, that was the fanswer section there, which is Nicole. She writes, Rita Rabbit, and the one where you were an alien and you could climb on things like you had little suction cup feet, but I can't think of the name. If I ever find that game, Nicole, I'll definitely share it on the Facebook page for you, or on my personal page if you follow me on Facebook. For our team answers, I believe I originally responded with Oregon Trail, but I also want to add in 2 games. There was a game called Gorilla, or Gorillas, I think it was Gorillas, and then Battle Chess. Gorillas, you basically played as one of 2 gorillas. It was a 2-player game, and you threw bananas at each other, basically trying to see who could hit the other one with bananas. Battle Chess, of course, is just chess with some action to it. And Josh wrote Oregon Trail, as well as, one that hit me with the nostalgia mode there, Spellicopter. I totally forgot about Spellicopter. That game was so much fucking fun for a spelling game, of course. And now we'll move on to, so that's it for the last week's talking point and the answers from that. So then we'll move on to this week's talking point, which is, what video game was your biggest disappointment? For me, I'd have to say mine was probably Lair. And, with that being said, Lair was one of those games, that when the PlayStation 3 was coming out, it was supposed to be this awesome game that was going to draw everybody to get a PlayStation 3 and, bring in this new way of playing with the 6-axis controller. And, I picked up a copy of it along with my PlayStation 3, and I played it. I absolutely hated that game. The controls didn't work for me. You rode on a dragon, and the dragon would just, it wouldn't respond. I played it a few more times, went and actually sold the game off, and then actually bought it back. Well, my sister sold it off. I didn't want her to sell it off, because I don't sell my video games. I love keeping my video games. That's a whole other story for another time. But, it seemed like afterwards they updated it. Great game, according to some reviewers, but I still had just a shitty time, so it never did live up to its expectations. So anyway, what's your answer for this week's talking point? You can answer below in the comment section, or either on our Facebook and Twitter pages, which are also linked below. That's it for today's episode, though, and of course, I'm your main man, Aaron. Make sure you tune in each day to see what we have new, and as always, keep talking. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see an awesome video, you can click over in this general area over here somewhere. Maybe up here somewhere. Or if you want to see more of our stuff that we've done, you can click over in this general area over here. That's the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to insult us though, and not click either one of those links right there, just go watch a 1970s disco music video instead, losers.